Hello everyone, myself Dr. N. Srinivas, working as a professor and head of the department ECE. Have been working in these institutions for 10 years, and today I would like to discuss how to start the research and how to write a paper. Nowadays, if you take for example faculty would like to pursue PhD, so they don't know how to start the research. And if you know already, if she or he is having already content, then they don't know how to write a paper, research paper. So similarly, in our institutions, we are mainly encouraging our students to publish papers in conferences, in journals, and patents. Okay, so this lecture is very helpful for both the students and faculty, and they can know how to start the research and how to write a paper after this listening to this video. So this is the first time we are making this lecture on this technical paper writing, apart from that academic courses. So I hope this video will be very helpful for everyone. So here, how to start research and how to write a research paper, that is the discussion today. So this is the presentation outline that we are going to discuss now. Choose area. So how to choose area of research, and what are the subtopics of that area of research, and how to search and download recent papers on chosen topic, and the important sections in downloaded papers, and tips for how to write the research paper and questions. So from this presentation outline, the new beginner or new person or beginner who would like to start the research and who would like to publish a paper, so they have to start this procedure. So what is that? First, to choose the area. For example, my area of research is wireless communications. And in that wireless communications, of course, wireless communication is a broad area. In that, cognitive radio network is my subtopic of my interest. And after that, I have searched many papers on this cognitive radio technology, and I have downloaded it. And then I have read all the papers which I have downloaded earlier. Then mainly I have read the important sections in the downloaded papers. So I will tell you what are the important sections in downloaded papers. And after studying all the papers, and we need to note down all the important points, then how to proceed a particular paper results, how to reproduce results of already existing results. And then after getting reproduction of the existing results, then how to include the novelty. Then after that, we need to get back our new results. Then after that, we go for writing a paper. Okay. So as of now, myself, I have published more than 70 papers, including book chapters, journals, and patents, and conference papers. Okay. So based on my experience, I would like to discuss all these things. So maybe it will be helpful for you. Right. So first, I've chosen my broad areas wireless communications. Of course, other researchers may have area of research is VLSI, maybe signal processing, Internet of Things, image processing, artificial intelligence, machine learning. Okay, so these are all broad areas of interest, areas for research. First of all, research means researching. That is the research. Okay, so we are searching the existing already available works. Then we are researching it. Then we are including our new ideas. Then we are making a new work, novelty work. We can say it is a novelty work. So in this broad area, there may be many subtopics. So here, broad area is, for example, video processing. Sub area is video codec, video compression, and motion estimation in video codec. So these are all subtopics of video processing broad area. Okay. So similarly, choose sub areas in other broad areas as shown above. So what of now, as of now, what we have seen, we have chosen broad area, that is video, that is that video processing, and sub areas or video codec, video compression, motion estimation in video codec. So there are subtopics. So after choosing broad area and subtopics, then what is our job is search and download recent papers on chosen topic. Chosen topic is video compression, for example. So what are the recent papers are available? So we need to search and download. Here, so around 20 papers you better to download. All the papers must be in the recent years publications. So let us take 5 years back. So last 5 years papers, either conference and journals, mandatory. And please check all the papers and find what is in those papers. So what is the novelty or contributions of the researchers? So what they have done in the papers, then you need to note down all the things. So in a you prepare you make a keep a separate notebook for that. So you note down, for example, you are studying one paper, so you need to write what are the findings of that paper. Please make a note in your notebook. Like that, you mention all the findings of all 20 papers. Then all points will be in a particular place, that is your notebook. So after that, you may download some sources like IEEE Explore Digital Library, Google is there, Google Scholar is there, ResearchGate is there, and SciHub is there. Okay, LibGen is there. So if any paper is able to download, you can download it. Okay. Otherwise, okay, you have to subscribe. Then you need to download the paper. So in our institutions, we have digital platforms like Delnet and Nimbus platforms. So where we can download the papers. So what are the papers we need to get, that we are able to get it. And after that, after downloading 20 papers, so what you have to do, so you are noting down, that is a different case. Out of 20, you need to choose the interested papers, because interested papers are 1 or 2 only, not 20. So even though you are noting all the important findings in a particular notebook, but you need to choose 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 very interesting papers, because next next step is we need to reproduce their results. So we need to thoroughly check what is the network, what is the system, what is the configurations, what are the parameters, what are the results, okay, what are the outcomes, what is the model they have considered. So these things will be thoroughly prepared. We need to study. And so particularly when you are studying any paper, so you need to focus on abstract, introduction, and conclusions. These are very important. So you carefully note all the important points in a separate notebook. So find the difference among the papers. So work point of view, I'm telling. So find the differences among the papers, because area is common for 20 papers, broad area, and your chosen topic, video compression, for example. So that is 20 papers are related to video compression only. And out of 20, what you are doing, you are choosing the interested papers 1 or 2. From the 1 or 2 interested papers, you need to write so important points like abstract section you are reading, introduction section you are reading, conclusion section you are reading. So you note down the very, very important findings in your notebook. So after that, out of 20, 1 or 2 you are selecting, that is the easiest one, that should be easiest one, that should be very interesting. Okay, so our focus is to reproduce. We are able to reproduce the existing results. So research means you are researching the existing results, then you are able to add the novelty. What is your ideas? Okay, so what are the possibilities are there we can include. So like that, you may get some ideas after reading these papers. Right. Next, you may find in any paper what is the title of the paper, what is the abstract of the paper. I'm describing the published paper. What are the things are there in the published paper? Because you are the beginner, you don't know what are the things are there in the published paper, because you are choosing the easiest one or two papers. So definitely title of the paper will be there, abstract of the paper, keywords, introduction, and background work and literature survey, contribution of the paper. This is very important section. Organization of the paper, proposed network model, and symbols and notations. Because sometimes when you are reading or studying a one mathematical derivation, so definitely some parameters will be there. You don't know what are those symbols. So definitely you need to identify what is the physical meaning of that symbol. That is very important. So after that, you can refer mathematical framework or analysis of that network. And if you have any other sections like error rate analysis, throughput analysis, and some derivations. So these are all important sections there in the published paper, because once you are able to reproduce, once you are able to include new things, then again you need to write a paper. That is why these are the headlines you need to thoroughly study, as well as you need to write a paper for these headlines. And after that, simulation model. For example, you are having simulation model. Somebody will work on MATLAB, somebody will work on C, Java, and Python. You may use any software platform so that they can reproduce results. Okay, so apart from simulation related results, some, for example, ECE, EEE, and mathematics, physics researchers, they are working on numerical analysis also. So definitely we need to derive some equations, newly equations, and already if any derivation is existing in a particular paper, so you need to understand how they have derived. Okay, and definitely they will be giving a references for every section. So you need to thoroughly study that paper along with the citations of that paper. Okay, so definitely you will get some idea on, when you are following this procedure. Because myself, I have prepared more than 65 articles from my experience from the last 15 years. So this way only I have started my research, and I am able to write a paper. I am able to include a novelty in any existing paper in my area. Okay, so next you can see description of all the results. So what are the parameters they have evaluated, what is happening if you increase one parameter, another parameter is increasing or decreasing. So what is the significance of that increasing and decreasing? So is there anything that you need to include? So after that, you need to mention what are the conclusions. So please remember, I will tell you how to write a paper also. What are the passive voices, what is active voices, what are the tenses, so where to write, in which section you need to write. So all these things will be discussed in this lecture. Okay, so in conclusions, write the major observations from the proposed model. So major observations after getting results. So what are the major conclusions, major achievements that will be given in conclusions? Applications of the model. This is very important. At the end of the conclusion, you write 2 or 3 lines about applications of your work. Okay, finally, acknowledgement. Definitely we need to thank our guide, and our advisor, and any organization is supporting while finding the research, some parameters, outcomes. So you need to mention the organization or your guide name and these things. So we need to write acknowledgement. Next, references. Okay, now as of now we have seen how to start the research, and what are the sections you need to read or study thoroughly. So this is a procedure for beginners. Okay, if you want to start the research. Now, if you are having results, if you are having some content, okay, then the point is how to write a paper. This is the second part of this lecture. So if you have some work and related results or outputs, now the question is how to write the paper. So here you choose the title. So title must be very, very important. Choosing is very important. Selection is very important, because title should reflect a sub area, because I have already told video compression is sub area, and the keywords. So what main output of the work. So you need to cover these points while choosing a title. Okay. Next, abstract. This is very important section. In abstract section, we don't have any numbering for title and abstract. It is simple abstract. So abstract should start like in this paper. In this paper, we study, we evaluate, we investigate, so and so parameters like something. Okay, the abstract should be written in present simple tense. This is very, very important. I study, I investigate, we investigate. Okay, these things, activize and passivize, no problem. But present simple tense must be there in the abstract section. Only 10 to 15 sentences should be written, not like para like that. It is only one para. It consists of 15 to 10 to 15 sentences, and all lines must be in simple present tense. So abstract tells complete work in short forms. That is very, very important. So what you are going to find in your paper, what you are going to present in your paper, what are the findings you are going to present in the paper. So all these things must be mentioned in abstract. Okay. Next, introduction section. Introduction tells about need of broad area, because I have seen video processing, that is a broad area and a sub area. So why should study the present work and a few previous works? So why you have chosen broad area and okay, sub area? What are the existing works are there? Okay, so previous works, what they have done. Okay, authors, what they have investigated. So all these things must be mentioned in introduction. So in introduction part, so background or literature survey must be a subsection. Introduction section is the number one section, section 1, and the background and literature survey is subsection, and the contribution is also subsection. You must follow these guidelines. Okay, so that at the end of the paper, after writing, so the paper gives the complete picture of your work. So all the elements can be covered easily. So the reviewer can easily identify what are the things are there in your paper, and definitely there may be a chance of accepting your paper if you follow these headlines, sections, subsections, things. So in background, write the existing recent works. That is the last 5 years. Already we have downloaded 20 papers. So you need to write about all the investigations or works of related to 20 papers. So they can mention here. So mention the difference between the other works and your works, because once you are able to reproduce the existing works, so definitely you need to include your own idea. So that will be the novelty. So that you can mention, so what is the existing, what is the novelty. So that differences you must be mentioned in background as well as in contributions. So use past present tense. Here we can use in background and literature survey. Studied, they investigated, okay, they evaluated, the authors presented, like that. So contributions, what is the novel outcomes when compared to the existing works, point by point, in simple present tense. Okay, so in contributions, you need to write in simple present tense, and you need to mention what is the differences among the existing and your work. So that is the introduction section, very important. And one more subsection of introduction is organization of the paper. Organization of the paper means, so after introduction, what are the sections are there, and in those sections, what you are going to present. So that will be written as a organization of the paper. So write how the work is divided into number of sections, like section 2 deals with system model, section 3 studies results, okay, and section 4 finally it concludes the conclusion section. So like that we need to mention the organization of the paper. For example, you are writing on textbook, so definitely what is chapter 1, what is chapter 2, 3, 4, that you are writing. For example, if you are a student, so you are preparing your project report, definitely chapters must be mentioned. Okay, so that is nothing but organization. Next, you can write what is your proposed network model or proposed system model. So for example, you are choosing one model. Okay, what is that block diagram? Okay, so that you need to briefly describe in this section, that is called proposed network model. This is a second section. So in this section, you can mention, describe your proposed system model and symbols, notations, and mathematical analysis. If you have, you need to mention your derivations. So derivations means you don't need to write papers like that. You need to write okay, important steps. So how to achieve the final expression. So after that, a new section is called a simulation model. So suppose myself, I've derived one new derivation that will be coming as a second section, and how to validate that new derivation or end expression, how to validate it. So by writing a code for the validation of the derived okay results, so we need to write the simulation model. So I'm using as a MATLAB, for example. So definitely I will write what is the algorithm. Okay, so simulation model you need to write, and flowchart you need to write. So the steps involved for describing the simulation model, so that you need to write. So after that, the fourth section is numerical and simulation results. So you need to write results, okay, clearly. You need to describe all the results. Suppose you are having 5 or 4 graphs, so you need to write all the things about each and every results in this section. So parameters, what are the values you have used for this generation of the results, so you need to write. So description of the all results are very important. That is the fourth section, is numerical and simulation results. And finally conclusion, that is the fifth section. So write the major observations, as I told earlier. So of your okay model, what are the observations, what are the applications, also you can write one para in conclusion section. After that, acknowledgement. So you must thank your guide, you must thank your organization for the facilities and resources, and also you need to write references. So here I am showing you IEEE format. So if you have conference paper or journal and a book chapter, okay, so different publications are having different formats. So for example, if you have journal, so definitely journal format is like this: author name 2, then you need to write comma, here double quotation starting, title of the reference paper, here again comma, double quotation ending, name of the journal comma, volume 20 comma, number 6 comma, printed pages, P stands for printed pages 1 to 6 comma, month May and 2019 year. So this way you need to write complete reference okay of that paper, paper details. Okay, suppose if you have conference name, so where it is, so proceedings of the conference name you have to mention, and printed pages you have to mention. One more point here it is missing is a venue, where it is happened, where it is happened in the country name you need to mention. So that is the place of the conference. So check reference styles for books, book chapters, theses, and technical reports. So you can see some any IEEE conference formats or journal formats. You can know how to write the reference. Okay, so these are the things in any paper. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity, and thank you all the viewers for listening and accessing my video. Okay, I think this video will be very helpful for the beginners who start the research. The research may be a student, or research may be a faculty, or any person. So this is my experience I am telling. As of now, I published more than 65-70 papers. So with the help of these steps only, and now I am able to publish any paper on my own. Okay, so thank you very much for giving this opportunity.